So we have completed until this section. Now we'll move forward to the next one. So in the next section, as you can see, we have this particular paragraph, and then there is a headline and some review icon, right? And then in the right side, one of the things to notice, we have the recommended and a call to action buttons and more details about the product. Okay, so this is very important to notice. Other than that, after making this layout, the design will get much more easier, so we don't have to worry more about it. So now let's see how we can make something similar. So first of all, we need to click this icon and then click on full width, and then take this row to two column. Okay, I will take two columns, and now you can see we have two columns, but the right side will be smaller. So I will drag it like this, as you can see, just like this. As you can see, you can make it smaller, something like that, but I don't think it is this that much small, so I will have to drag one more. I think one more, and now it is okay. So then the left column will be larger than the right column. Okay, and now if we go to the padding, we can give some bottom like 10, 30, 30 bottom, and bottom and top. Okay, and now if we see, here is the paragraph. So if we remember, here we have used Montserrat. So we will click on this add, and then I'll click a paragraph here in the left column, and then we'll click on Control A, Control V, and then black space to delete all the spacing, and then remove the margin as well, and also remove the padding from the top and bottom, just like this. Okay, and now I'll click this icon and click it in the left, so that design will be disabled. Now I will give my own design, so I'll click on this and then click on Montserrat. Okay, Montserrat. Okay, as you can see, now it is looking similar, but the color code need to be picked. So I'll click on inspect, and I will find the color code here, I think, but not available. The color code is not available, so you have to click on Colorzilla, and then we need to click on Colorzilla, and then as you can see, we have these this is the color code, I think, b7 this type of thing. So I'll have to click on Control A and then paste this color code here. As you can see, now it is looking pretty similar. Okay, and then we have a headline. So I'll as you can see, the headline size, what is the size of the headline, it is not said here, so let's check what is the size of the headline could be. So if we click on this icon, and if I click on this, it is 40 pixel. So I'll copy this from here and then come to Funnelish, and then under the paragraph I will click, and then I will click this plus icon to take a headline, and then Control A, Control V, and then I will click on the left icon, and I will click on Montserrat. I will search for Montserrat. Okay, search for Montserrat, and then give it 40 pixel. Okay, and then the line height should be like, you can give whatever line height, but it is not taking the line height. So here is the thing, as you can see, it is going into full line. So maybe it is bit smaller like this. That is what you need to do, something like that, so it will become in two lines. So as you can see, now it is working perfectly. Okay, so this is 40 pixel, and then we have an image and we have a text. And now there is the thing about Funnelish. So you have to take two things together. You need to click on this and then take a container, and under the container you need to take two box. Okay, in the left box there will be this image, which is an image of the icon of the star. So I'll click on this add elements, and then I'll click on image, I'll click on browse, and I'll click on upload, and you can see there is the icon already available. So I'll use that one, and I will click on remove this, and then I'll make it in the left line. Okay, okay, so I'll click on the container, and now in the right side I will set the fixed width to pixel, like 80 pixel or something like that. Maybe 80 pixel, not at 80 pixel, it could be 130 or something like this will be good. And then we have these text elements. So I'll click on this elements, and I'll click on this, and then I'll take a paragraph elements here, and I will remove the margin as well as the paddings from the paragraph. Okay, then I will paste Control A, Control V, and then left align, and then click the container and make everything center align. Okay, something like this. Now the icons look larger than the text, so I will make the icon a bit smaller. So now let's make the image a bit smaller, I think. So let's click the container and let's make this 110. Okay, and for this text we can go with 18 pixel, something like this, or 18, and with Montserrat. Okay, every font is Montserrat. And now for the spacing, what I can do, if you see there is spacing between text and the image, we can click on it and you can go to the margin and give some left margin like this. Okay, so now it is looking good, right? It is looking perfect. And the spacing can be fixed as well. If you think the spacing is not that much, then we can just increase the top spacing like 20 pixel. Right, you can see now if we just make it, I think it is not 20 pixel, it is, if it is 15, then it will be look good. So now I'll click on save changes. Now you can see this thing has been done. So now if we go to add element, and if we add an image under this, okay, not like that, okay, 1 minute. So we have to, let's click this container and drag this container top of the image. Okay, and then there will be the image, and you can just download this particular image, save image, or upload the image from your PC. So I'll click this image, click on browse, and then I'll click on upload new image, and then I'll go to the download and upload the image. Okay, so now this is working perfectly. So as you can see, now the image is also added. The left side, if we add the content, then we'll understand if it is working perfectly. Now there is another elements, an icon, these things, and then icon, and then there is a date. So this has to be done with container again, because if you know, we have done this here as well. So I'll click on this, I'll take a container. Now the container will have four boxes, right? One box have the image, another have the text, another have the icon, another have the date. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. So now let's click and save this particular image. Click on these boxes. Okay, click on these empty boxes, and first one will be image. So I'll click on the browse image, and we'll add that image. Okay, so I think the image, we can download this image from here. So I'll download it, and I'll click on upload new image, and then I'll upload that particular image. I can see, now you can see it is uploaded. Now I'll remove the margin, and also there will be some border radius. Okay, so I'll click on this border, and then I will go with the border 100 pixel. Okay, 100 pixel, and then there is the headline. So I'll click on this, and then I will add a headline, and then I will remove the margin as well, also the padding from here. So each time we add a headline or paragraph, we need to remove the margin. And then there is icon of the check mark icon. So I'll go to the third box, click this plus icon, take an image, and then remove the margin for sure, and then click on the browse, and then upload that particular image. Okay, so we'll just adding the contents, and then we'll just make everything's working fine. So now you can see it is taking much more space. So I'll click on default, something like this. Same goes here, make sure it is default. And then there is the paragraph. So for the paragraph, I'll click on this, and then I will take a paragraph, I will remove the margin. Also, I will remove any padding available from the advanced tab, and then we'll start adding the content. So first content will be the headline. So I'll click this and make the formatting. Okay, unless there will be some style coming from the page. So I'll click on Montserrat, I'll click on bold, and then we may make it 60 or 70 or 80 pixels, something like this. Okay, and then there is the paragraph. So for the paragraph, let's click on Control A, Control V, and then this is the color code for it. So I'll make it copy, and then make it format. Okay, So let's make it Montserrat. Okay, let's make it like 16 17 pixel. Okay, and then let's make it italic. Okay, good. So now let's adjust the width. So first one, for the container box, let's go to basic and let's click this set fixed width. Now let's make it not 10, like maybe 60. Yes, 60 will be good. Okay, 60 will be good. And the second one. Okay, the second one, now let's make this fixed width as well, like 30 pixel. And also let's make this set fixed width as well, like 80 pixel or whatever look goods, like 220 maybe. Now let's click this container and make it center align like this. And then the paragraph should be in the left side of the okay, so now it looks good, right? It is looking good. So I think this is working fine now. So if there is a spacing required, we'll click the paragraph and enable the margin and give some left margin. Okay, so now we'll click on save changes. So this is done. This part is done. So now there is some more paragraph to it. So now let's copy this, and then we'll click this particular container, and then there will be a plus icon. I will click the plus icon, I will take a paragraph, right? So then we'll click on Control A, Control V, make it left, make everything left align, right? And then remove any margin and also any padding from it. And also we'll make it Montserrat, right? And also if there is I think 18 pixel is good, but in the basic we'll add some letter spacing like this, 1.3. This will be good. And now if we see the font size, let's see what is the font size they are using here, 18 pixel. And also there is more spacing to it. So now we'll click the paragraph and go to here and click the top margin to something like this. Okay, maybe 30. Okay, 30 will be good. And then I will click on save changes. So this is very easy, and the rest is also very easy. We have to take a headline, we have to take a image, we have to take a paragraph, right? So I'll take and this, and I will take a headline, I will take this, I will take a paragraph. Okay, so now I will click this one, and then I will copy and paste. So you can see it is not working perfectly, so I will just format it, and then I will make it left align, and then I will make it Montserrat, right? Montserrat, it should be 40 pixel Montserrat, and it should be bold. Okay, so you can see this how it looks. So now I'll click these elements and I will go with margin top for 20 pixel, and then we need an image. So I'll click this plus icon and take a image element, and then browse and upload that particular image. For now I'll use the same image, but you can upload your own. Then we have the paragraphs. Until this, as you can see, paragraph, we have to copy all the paragraphs from here until this, and then we have a headline again. So we need to Control A, Control V, and then Control A and make it something like this, then make it Montserrat, right? Montserrat. And then we have to make the padding 0 first of all, and then we have to give some margin like 30 pixel, and also line spacing like 1.3. Okay, so it takes much more spacing like the example have from each text to other text, right? So whatever looks good, we have to put it that way. So now you can see it is become very easy, like the left information is become very easy. We have to add the relevant text, image, text, image, text, image, something like that, because everything is following the same structure. So for now that will be good to go. In the next video we will make the right side of our raw, and then we will make the mobile responsive as well. Now for now let's click on save changes. In the last part of the video, we have completed until these sections where we have added headline, paragraphs, and worked with container as well for multiple column. Okay, like an image, a headline, a check mark, and a paragraph. So how it works, we already did it So I hope that makes sense and clear to you. Now we'll start working with the right side of the column, which is recommended in a add to cart button, as you can see. So now we'll start working with it. So now let's start working with it. First of all, as you can see, there is the row. Here is the row, okay, in the left. And now I will click on it and I will add a container, okay, and then I will remove the margin from it. That's good. Now as you can see, there is a background, so I will click on inspect, and then I will take the background from it. So you can see there is the background color. I will inspect, and here is the background color. So I just need to click this and then take the background color from it. Okay, so here is the background color of it. It is the background color, so I'll copy it. Now we'll come to the container and go to bottom and paste the background color here. Okay, okay, that's good. Now we will click on this, and then I will see what is the padding. It is 10 in the overall side, as you can see. So please close attention to inspect. One of the thing about doing this type of clone or using these page builders, if you using a reference, is to see how other people have built that particular design. Okay, so they have used margin as well. Why they used, we will describe, we will explain. So you can see they have used padding all over 10. So where we can find the padding, it is under advanced tab. So I'll go with all slides. That means in the top, in the right, in the bottom, in the left, it should be 10. Okay, now if you see, there is the headline. So if we check what is the size of it, it is 20 pixel. So we'll click this plus icon and take a headline, and then we'll remove the margin from it, and also we'll remove the padding from it. Okay, and then we will paste the headline, control a, control V, and then I will just make it and then choose the Montserrat and then make it 20 pixel, and also make it bold. That's good, right? It is working perfectly. Then we have a image of that particular product, so we have to save the image, right? Like we did. And then we will come to the headline, click the headline, and then a plus icon will appear where you can add a new element. So we'll click on it and then add the image element. Then click browse, and as you already did it multiple time, if you are following, then you know how to edit. So I'll click on add, and now it will be added. So I'll click on this, and now we can see the image will be there. So it is taking some load, and this is added. But if you think this is larger, then what we can do, we need to go to default and then give some max width like 90 pixel. Whatever seems good to you, you can go with it. Okay, or you can leave it is as it is if you think it is perfect. But if it is bigger, we can use the max width functionality. So that's it, there is nothing more. And then we have a button. So if you click the button, here is the button. As you can see, the button is a 10 10 50 50 50 20 pixel margin, that's type of thing, 20 pixel margin in the top. And this is the color of the button, and they have a border border bottom. Okay, so I have to take the, first of all, take the color code from it. So let's take it, and then come to the image, and then click this plus icon, and we will to scroll down and take this button from here. And then if you see, the button is in the left, we should edit in the left. Okay, and then for the background color, we have to come here and paste the code here. That's good. Now we have to give some margin padding for the button. So click this advance, and then for the top it should be for the right, for the left it is 50 and 50. And then the text of the button is this. So get money on fix, so control, and then control a, control V, and that is the issue. If we paste it, this will not work properly. So we have to click this formatting, and then we have to click insert an icon, and we have to add the arrow icon. Okay, okay, now the icon is not working, so we have to click and add the arrow icon here. Okay, now it is good. Now we have to click and change to Montserrat, and then make the font a bit larger, like maybe 22 pixel, and make it bold. Okay, so that will be good. Now it is looking perfect. We can change the icon to something else, but for now this will work for me, so I am not concerned about it. Then we have a border bottom. Okay, so you can see there is no border for top, but there is a border for bottom which is 4 pixels. So you have to click and take the border color from inspect and come here, go to basic, and then we have to turn on the border. Okay, it width should be 4 pixel. Then we have to disable the top, left, right, only bottom will remain. Okay, then for the color we have to paste the color code. Now you can see we have the same border like the example side, as you can see. So that's how to do it. You have to do inspect a lot and understand how the other page design has been done. Okay, then we have these elements which is pretty easier to do. If you already understood how we make these elements, then we can do these uh, designs as well. But here is another thing. Here you can see we have a section here. We have a section here, but with a white background, right? White background. And for the spacing we have to click the button and then go to this margin element and have to make it 20 pixel. And there is a white background for this particular section. So what we have to do, we have to click this plus icon and take a container. Okay, and inside the container it will be a white background section. Okay, like this. And then we have to give some padding, I think, here. Okay, let's see where it is. Here is the so we have to give some padding to this particular container. It could be 5 pixel from both side. Then we have a headline customer reviews, and the headline size is like the top one, which is I think 22 pixel. So I can clone this and I can drag this inside this container. Okay, and then I can change the name to customer reviews. Okay, that's good. And then we have this, which is a icon, star icon, and a text, right? So we if we want to make that particular thing, so we have to take another container inside that container, right? And that time the box will be 2, right? If you remember, in the left box we have an image, and we have to search for the image and we have to add this image icon. Okay, that's good. That's good, perfectly working. Now if you see, there is a text, and the text size, what is the text size? Let's see, it is 17 pixel, Montserrat. Okay, so I'll have to click plus icon and then I have to take a paragraph. Then I have to remove the margin, then I have to remove the padding from advanced tab. Then I have to click Control A, Control V. Then it should be Montserrat, right? Should be Montserrat. And then I have to click this particular container and I have to make the item alignment to center. Now you can see the image size is bit smaller here, but in our design it is much more larger, right? So you have to take the image and have to remove the margin, and then we have to go to the max width and you have to make it 80 pixel, and then we have to make it left align just like that. Okay, so it should work perfectly now. And now we can see the design look pretty similar to what we have in the example page. But if we want to make this text left align, we can just come here and make it left align just like that. So you can see how easy it is if you understand about Funnelish. One of the very important thing is working with container, and after adding the container, if there is two elements, two columns, then we have to take two box. If it is three, then you have to take three box. If it is five, four, then you have to take four box for four elements, like we did for here: a image, a headline, a image, a paragraph. So you have to understand that. If you understand it, then it becomes very easier to work with Funnelish builder. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. So now let's work with the next elements, which is a paragraph elements. Okay, so now let's click this container and then the plus icon and then click the paragraph. Okay, now this is the paragraph. So click copy, then come here, Control A, Control V. Then we have to click and make this, and then we have to remove the margin, we have to remove the padding, then we have to make it left align, then we have to give some margin from top. Okay, that's good. Now if we see what is the font size of it, it is 16 pixel. Hash BBB is the So let's make it 16 pixel. Let's make it Montserrat, and let's make it hash bbb. Okay, bbb. Okay, that's it. Right, it is working perfectly. Okay, now it looks good. Now let's see the next thing, which is very easier as well. So if you understand it, there is three elements: a text, a paragraph, a image, this bar, and again a text. So if we want to three things together, we need to take a container, right? And inside the container, how many box we need? Now we need three box for three element, another box, another box. Okay, so I hope that this makes sense to you, because this is not very very complex things to understand. So if you see here is the thing, here is the thing. So if you understand that, you understand most of the things about container. And then in the container box makes with unset, but the next one makes with 140 pixel. Okay, so let's see how this is working. So I will show you. So here is the paragraph element, and with this particular color with 14 pixel and everything. So you have to take this and click on Control A, Control V, and then click this plus icon, paragraph. Let's remove margin, let's remove padding. Okay, then Control A, Control V, and then we have to, what is the text? 5 star, 5 star, 5 star. We have to make it 15 pixel. We have to make it Montserrat. Let's make it Montserrat. Then make it okay, then make it bold, right? And the same type of text is available, Control C, Control V, text available in the right side as well, right? So as you can see, you cannot make a clone of it because this is too small. And then we have 90% as well in the right side. So Control A, Control V. Now let's click on paragraph, Control A, Control V. Now let's make margin 0, padding 0. Okay, and it should be 90%. Okay, it should be 90%. Okay, and in the middle we have a progress bar. So I'll copy it first of all, and then we'll adjust the width and everything. So I'll click on plus, and then I'll click on image, then I'll click on browse, and I will upload that particular image. So I'll click on upload and take this image, and then this is done. Now we have to work with the width. So for the image, let's make it 0 as well. And now let's click this container. And for the container, the second one will have a fixed width of 140 pixel, something like this. Okay, as you can see, something like this will work fine, but it seems that we have to make it bit larger, or this image has to be default. Okay, now let's click the container. So this will be good. Now let's make it center align, something like this, right? So it is in the two line, but others in the four line. So if you want to make it in the two line, I think for that we have to make it 16 pixel. Let's make it 16 pixel, and now let's make it 210. Now it is in the two line, but it is not in the middle. So we have to click this paragraph, make it in the left, and we have to click this paragraph and make it in the right. Maybe this will look perfect, right? Okay, so now you can see the structure is ready. We have to click this container and give some margin from the top, just like this. Okay, and now the layout is I think ready. Now what we have to do, we have to click this container, make a duplicate version of it, and change the content according to it, like add 4 star, add the other percentage and everything, right? And by feature we have to do the same thing, add a headline, and then three container box, another will be price, another will be this, another will be this. So if we inspect this this particular things, you will find the same thing here. Okay, let me show you. This is the container box, and then we have this container. Okay, we have this container. Okay, then we have this one. Okay, it has the width. Then we have this one which is not fixed. Then we have this one. Okay, so this how it will work. So I hope that this makes sense, so you can make it on your own. So I will not make it right now, so I will just duplicate 5 of them, and then you can just complete it as it is. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so this is working perfectly. So we have made this section, so we can now click on save changes and check the preview how it is looking. Sometimes this Funnelish domain can cause some issue for the preview, but this does not matter. It will work fine in your most of the case, but sometimes it do this, so there is no issue with it. So now let's continue in the next video about making things mobile responsive, how to make things mobile responsive, what to have in mind. This type of things we will discuss in the next video. In this video we'll continue from the next section. Okay, so we have completed the left side, the right side of the column, which was this one, but now we'll see how it looks in the preview. So if we see the preview, but that means live page, you can see there is a clear difference, right? It is, if I use a extension which is called light shot, as you can see in the light shot the width of this is 336. Okay, but in our case it is almost 440, so it is not matching, right? So what we have to do, we have to reorganize the width. Okay, just like that, by dragging it like this. Okay, so now if we save the changes and if we preview the page, now if I click on this again, somewhat 367, looking pretty close, but you can see there is no gap. So for the gap we have to click this container and we have to give some margin like left 10, right 10, something like this, and now it will look good. But other things got broken because based on that particular width we have designed that layout, but now it is not perfect, so we have to make it like something like this maybe. Okay, it is in the 3 line, but I will try to make it in the 2 line, that will look good. Okay, and then for the basic, okay, let's click this and let's default font. What is the font size? You can see the font size is not readable. Why is this? Okay, something like this. Now come to these containers, and now let's make this 140. Okay, this will be perfect, and same goes for the others. Same goes for the others. Because previously the width was bit larger, so we got more space, but now if you want to fit it inside this we have to make something like this. And also if you see in the preview, the customer reviews and these things is not in the middle. The reason is we have to do something like this, come again and make it again in the center, click it, make it again in the center. Okay, something like this, and now this will work perfectly. Okay, customer reviews, so we'll click on save changes and we'll go to the advanced, and then we'll make it from the top. It should be 10 or something like this, so we'll make the save changes. And now if we check the preview of the page, now it is looking more closer to the example page, but still there is some spacing need to be fixed. Uh, the font size of it, what is the font size? 20 pixel. Here within my browser there is a issue, so the spacing of it should be more than currently we have. So we have to go to the basic and increase the margin to it. Okay, so this is how it looks. So now it is mostly perfect, right, working perfectly. So now let's go and let's continue with the task. So we have fixed those issues. Now let's work with mobile responsive, the most important thing. So another thing I found is this is not working as well. As you can see, this is not looking good because the headline seem to be in the middle, but it is not. So we have to make it like before. And now let's see the mobile version of it. Okay, so if you see this page here and here, the headline and the spacing is not exactly same. So for that we have to come here and increase the line spacing like this, but it will not work. So what you have to do, you have to turn this into a normal paragraph, and then you have to give like this. And also, if you want it in a full line, you have to increase the font size, but for now I will go with the 3 line. Okay, this will look good. And now let's see the mobile version of it. Okay, for the mobile version I will click on inspect and make it a mobile version with 370 width. Okay, this device responsive device. Okay, now if we see the mobile version, uh, let's go with one by one how this looks in mobile version. So if you see, the headline got 23 pixel. So if we come to our mobile version, mobile view, you will find the deck whatever value we provided in the desktop is also in the mobile. So you have to select it and we have to put the value here. So whatever value will be put will only be applied to mobile, not in the desktop. Okay, so that's how it will work. So I'll click on save changes. And for this section, this does not work, right? As you can see here, here until this is fine, but here the check mark is here, but the date will be below the name. Okay, in the mobile responsive. So for that, what I will do, I will come to the desktop version. So you have to understand this a bit, and then I will duplicate it, and then I will drag this. I will click this and I will click and then take this paragraph here, and then I will click Control X and then come it and paste it here, and remove the padding and everything from it, and then we'll check the mobile version. Okay, how this is looking. So for the mobile, let's see. It should be something like that. The position should match, right? So for this, what we can do, we can come here and give some left margin, and same goes for it as well. And for this element, we will hide this in mobile. Okay, so this how it will look in mobile. And for mobile, for the sections, as you can see, there is some gaps added. Okay, so if you click on it, you will find that there is a spacing given like 10 10. Okay, like 10 10 spacing given here, and then also another spacing here. So but in our case, this is not the case, so we have to go to advanced here and give some left and right padding to our sections. Okay, and now this will look good. And in mobile, this spacing is also not that large, so I'll remove this. And this is not looking good as well. As you can see, this how it looks in mobile, but it is broken in 2 line in mobile in our case. Okay, so this is fixed, but if we go to the desktop view, there is a, okay, so there is a additional paragraph which I will hide in desktop and tablet. Okay, so this how the logic work. You can, and this paragraph should be removed. You can add individual elements and hide it for any device. Okay, for responsive thing, this is how we can work with it. So I hope that makes sense. Okay, so now for this, one of the mistake I did, I should say, is about designing this particular thing. So I will take one raw, but I will take a container, but I will take two box into that container, and in the right there will be this content. Okay, and this container, whole container will be in the right side. And now I will delete this raw. So now what will happen, if I like to explain you, now the container, if we go to the mobile, container will remain the same in both cases. Okay, it will not break into two lines. Okay, so that's the benefit of the container. So let's give 5 pixel, 5 pixel. Okay, so that will be good. That is looking good and perfect. Okay. Okay, so let's make it save changes. And if we see this, okay, it is in the top, so we have to make it in the top. Okay, that's good. And that's good. Now click on save changes, and then for the headlines we make those 24, so we have to make all of them what, 24. Same goes here. Okay, there is no other paragraphs because we have not added all those contents, right? Okay, that's good. So they have made this particular section hidden in the mobile. So you can do the same. Just come to the container and you have to hide this in mobile. So it will not be available for mobile. But if you go back to desktop, it will be available in the right side. Okay. So this is how the visibility logic works for Funnelish. And you can do a lot of things using this particular thing. So that is the basic of mobile responsive. Okay, make things visible and hidden, some of the things. And you can also do the same for paragraph. If you change it to 16 pixel for mobile, it is only reflected for mobile, it will not be reflected for desktop. So like the heading. Okay, but the space that you will give will not be responsive for devices. It will get across all the devices. It could be mobile, it could be a desktop, it will be the same. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. So this is how to make things mobile responsive. In the next video we'll continue to build other elements of the page, and give you some basic understanding how things work, because most of the things is already done. I will show you some basics, then you can continue building your own pages using those fundamentals. In the last part of the video, we discussed about mobile responsive and how we can hide certain elements for desktop or mobile. So we have covered that. Now we'll go with some other elements of the page, but most of the things you can do yourself, because these are headlines, and also there will be a container with a color, then there will be some paragraphs and some linkings which you can do yourself, I think. So what I will show you here, you need to take a container and then another container with four box, and each box will contain these images. So I hope these are not very complex things to do. And this comment section is something you will find in my templates. You have to remake this from scratch, and that is not that very much complex. But in this video I am going to show you about this particular sticky bottom button that we are seeing at this moment. So whenever people are scrolling through a certain period of the page, they are showing a sticky button which is also available in the mobile. So how we can make something similar? To make a sticky button, you have to come to the very bottom of your page and click this add section, and then click full width, and then click plus, and then we have to click on this and take a row. Okay, and then after that we need to click and take a button, right? A button. And if you see the design of the button, there is the background color with gray. So I will take this background color from here, and then I will come to the section and I will paste it in the background color. So Control A, Control V. Okay, so that's it. And then we have a background color as well. So if I inspect it, I can find it 30 pixel and 70 is the padding. So what I can do, I can just click this and then we can just copy this color code, from here, and then this is 30 pixel. Okay, and then I will click this, and now let's paste the code here, and then we need to go to the advanced. It should be 30 in the top and bottom, and in the left, in the right, it will be this. And then there will be a headline like this one, which is font size 24 pixel. So I will come here and click Control A, Control V, and then we have to make it fix. And then we have to go to basic, and we have to make it bigger, like 25 or 30 pixels, something like this. And it should be Montserrat, and it should be bold, right? It should be bold and something like this. And after that, we need to give some padding. So in the top and in the bottom, like 30 will be good enough, but it will not become sticky. So if we see the preview of the page, okay, it is not sticky, it is visible in the bottom. How to make it sticky? We have to click this section, go to advanced, and there is an option called sticky. So if I enable this, there will be two options available. One is make it in the top and make it in the bottom. So I'll make it in the bottom. And here is the thing that you have to put: how many pixel after someone scroll this sticky should be showed. Like for example, if I set it to 50, so then if we see the preview, so after a visitor, a customer scroll to 50 pixel of the page, he will see the sticky button. Okay, that's how it will work at this moment. Okay, but you can increase it. Like in their case, it is showing bit late in the original page. If you see, if we scroll down, then it shows. So it could be that. This let's make it 2020. It could be that this sticky is showing after 100 pixel. Okay, you can increase this, how much late you want to show it after the pixel has been gone through. So this is the thing, you have to increase the value if you want to show it much more late, but if the value is less, it will be show faster. So I hope that makes sense, and it is very easy to add that sticky button. And then for the other element, you need to just do the duplicate and add those elements. This is whole image, so you don't have to worry about it. This is very easier and much more easier to do, and these things you can do as well. Another thing we need to do is linking those buttons to the next step. We'll create at the next page, like the sales page. If you click this button, it is redirecting to a sales page, and if we click the sales page button, it is redirecting to a checkout page. We'll click each of those pages, but right now I am showing how we can link those buttons to our next page. We need to click this button, and then there will be an action things going on here. We need to go to the next step. Whatever step will be added, it will go to the next step, which is will be sales page. And for this, we need to do the same. The action will be go to the next step. Okay, so we'll click on save, and this will work perfectly. And for other section, for example, if I go to the previous page, for example, this is an image and this is a headline. For example, if I want to make two color headline, let me show you how we can do that. First of all, let's just duplicate a headline from here and then drag it under this one. So for example, I want to make banyan meet a different color, red color. I'll just drag this particular headline and then go to this color option into a symbol, and then I will choose whatever color I want to give. Now you will find that this particular selected headline is in the red text. So I hope this will be easier to add. And the rest things is just a container. You have to come here, you have to click this, and you have to take a container. Okay, after taking the container, you have to give this a background color. You have to come here and give it a background color, something like this. Okay, then you just need to go to this setting and give some padding, and after that you just click on add, and then add a paragraph here like we did in the top. You just need to add this paragraph here and delete it, and add your own elements, and this paragraph have a lot of margin, so we need to remove it. And then we have to add our own content. These are just simple paragraphs, so we can just add this something like this, and then we can just make the spacing perfect. Okay, so you can see the background is not same, we have to make the background similar, but you get the idea how this is working. And if the font size is smaller, you can just make it bit smaller. And if the spacing is not that much, I think it is not 10 pixel, looking like it is not 10 pixel, maybe or maybe not. So let's see, it is 10 pixel, yes. And the font size is 17 pixel. Okay, so that's how it got into one line. So that's how you can just go and make the whole design very easily, because whatever we covered until this, you can just apply that and make this whole layout with just copywriting. And this thing, as I said, it will be a container first of all. Okay, it will be a container, and then inside the container there will be a background color, right? There will be a background color, and under that container it will be this container will have four boxes. Okay, and each box will contain a image. And what image? The badge image. Okay, these images. Okay, each container will contain these images. So I hope that makes sense. You have to just make those size of these images smaller. Okay, that's good. And that's perfectly. And this is I think what it is, this element called, if you scroll a bit, progress bar. So if you just edit, this how it will look. So you can just make it with the color something like this. And all of the other work is based on container. If you understand container, you can make something very similar. And this thing you have to make the layout by yourself and add a bit of code, and you can get those into my template very easily with copy paste. So there is a bit of coding and knowledge had to be done in this, like things and this comment thing. So I hope that makes sense. In the next video we'll start working with the sales page. The advertorial page is completed, the concept advertorial page is completed. I'm not going to make the whole page, because if you understand the basics of it, you can make the other things by yourself. This is very easier. You have to understand the fundamentals, and based on that fundamentals you can keep building on the page. So I hope this helps, and let's continue with the sales page in the very next video.